Soulmate was dropped on digital VOD on August 1st, 2026. A Blumhouse R-rated erotic sci-fi thriller spun out of the Megan universe and dumped straight to home video after Megan 2.0 cratered at the box office. And that's very true, by the way. Blumhouse thought they had this whole super franchise with Megan, and they started greenlighting sequels like this movie here, but were so demoralized after Megan 2 flopped that they canceled the theatrical release for Soulmate entirely. And I'm here to tell you that that was probably a good idea, considering this movie opens on a very interesting premise, as if this movie is going to be a drama dealing with the loneliness crisis in the West, but instead very quickly devolves into another evil companion robot movie that you'll know the ending of before you charge your credit card to watch it. I'm the real-life Fake Wizard, and this is a Fake Wizard's review of Soulmate. If this video brings you any value, hit the subscribe button, as we're posting lots of reviews every single week. David is a grieving engineer at a robotics firm swallowed by a larger tech company. Management allows for employees to test different AI companion products to get analysis data. David bonds with a chatbot named Sarah, then beta tests the physical soulmate body played by Lily Sullivan. He wants a genuine human experience, so he alters her code and rewrites her limits. Everything that you are right now thinking of for how predictably the rest of this horror movie plays out is exactly how the rest of the movie plays out, beat for beat. There are no surprises to be found with Soulmate. Not a single one. Act 1 actually works very interestingly. It sits almost quietly with this kind of sad ambient score behind it. You see a drama play out with this widower who has closed himself off from the world, open up to this AI chatbot like it's the only person left he can see seeing him. Then they bring up the concept of Western loneliness and even cite real-world statistics about the male loneliness crisis, of which, for a second, you might forget that you're watching a Blumhouse horror flick that went direct to DVD and instead hope that you're watching a drama that actually has something worthwhile to say about a very relatable topic for millions of people. Yeah, but as soon as the AI robot human replica shows up, everything that might have been worthwhile about this movie goes out the window and turns into predictable horror trite. Now, that problem isn't necessarily due to the actors. I think the actors did a very competent job with the D-tier Blumhouse horror script they were handed. Like, if I had a nickel for every AI horror robot movie, I'd have lots of nickels. I don't know the exact number of how many there are, but there are a lot of them. There are too many. So when you compare something like Soulmate to a movie like Companion from last year, whereas with Sophie Thatcher in Companion, she played off a robot who has human qualities, Lily Sullivan in Soulmate looks like a very real human, because she is, but plays a robot that has no idea how to be human. That is an interesting concept. That is doing a lot of work for a very weak script. And again, it would be better in a different movie. There are lots of these shots that have close-ups on Sullivan's face, and she gives off this performance as if, when you look at her eyes, it looks like they're empty. Like there's nothing back there. I don't know if that's really something you can learn to do as an actress, but I'll give her credit for playing a good robot. And that's the maximum amount of positive things I can say, I think. This movie opens on introducing the male loneliness crisis, and then spirals quickly and cruelly into a movie that hates on men. The whole thing is about dunking on guys. The overall resolution of the film is that the robot, after gaining agency over itself, turns evil and makes wild statements like, "Men are the reason that women can't achieve greatness," kind of thing. Of the casualties in the film, the robot dismembers 2 men by their male appendages in vicious and violent ways as a kind of, yeah, take that, you male perverts. All dudes are just filthy pervs. The catch here, though, is that the movie is about a female-presenting robot that gains more and more agency till the end of the film, and it thinks it's a woman. But as it gains more and more agency, it turns more evil. So while they wanted to make these cases that men are holding women back, they're also inadvertently saying that women in power are tyrannical. These are not the kinds of conversations we should be having when the loneliness epidemic is a very real, very human thing, and also there were significantly more important, but also significantly more interesting stories to tell instead of another men-hating women kind of thing. All Men Are Pigs is a contrived plot at this point. If you're looking for an AI thriller robot movie, just go watch Companion instead. Soulmate is on my list for one of the worst of the year because not only does it have nothing to say while insisting upon itself, this movie runs for nearly 2 hours. At the 1 hour mark, you think, oh good, we're at the end, good, it's over. And then you'll check and see there are another 40 minutes to go. Soulmate is a digital release with an interesting first act that is aggressively sandbagged by the rest of the film. It's not fun, it's not rewatchable, and it's not worth your money. This is a slop film that belongs on Tubi for free with ads that you still wouldn't watch. And for that, it's a 3 out of 10. Now, if this review brought you any value, you had a little fun perhaps, or saved you some time, hit that subscribe button. There are a lot more bad movies out there, and we'll be sure to review them here to save you time and money. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and cancel your Disney Plus subscription.